By definition, slice of life stories are focused on a seemingly random and mundane period of the main characters' lives. This is the reason why I dislike the genre so much. It's written right there in the very description. They are mundane. There's an absence of a central plot to advance the story forward, they're almost always slow paced, and they lack a sense of purpose. Their last episodes often have me asking myself, what was the point? Whenever I would finish a slice of life anime, they would never inspire me to go do something. They never made me question my beliefs, and they never wowed me. I'd often finish them feeling as though I never gained something from them. They were anime that I would enjoy in the moment, but failed to leave an impact on me, wondering if I would even remember what I had just watched a year or two from now. I don't think every anime needs to have some profound reason for existing, or to even have a message it wants to convey to its viewers. If the anime makes you laugh, makes you feel cozy, or in some cases makes you feel cringe, then it did its job. It entertains you, and it doesn't really have to do much more outside of that. But I just think it's very fitting that my favorite slice of life anime, that being A Place Further Than the Universe, fixes all of my problems I have with the genre, and is an anime that I vividly remember years after finishing it. And I hesitate to even call it a slice of life anime. Every description for the show online has this tag missing. But I mean, let's be real here. The anime is about 4 cute and funny high school girls doing cute and funny things on their journey to the Antarctica. That's the most slice of life description I've ever heard of. If it's not a slice of life, how would you even label the show? It's got some funny moments, sure, but it's not exactly a comedy. It's serious at times, but it's probably not the first thing that comes to mind when you think of a drama. It's most certainly an anime about adventure, but when you hear that word, you're probably thinking of some shonen. Just like every other slice of life, this anime is a culmination of multiple genres mixed into one. It fits the description perfectly, and the only reason I feel people don't want to label it as such is because the anime actively fights against the norms set in the genre. Slice of life revolves around a mundane period in the main characters' lives, but at its core, A Place Further Than the Universe is an anime about moving forward. In the beginning of the anime, the four main protagonists are all in that mundane point in their lives. Mari spends every day in school feeling like she's wasting her youth. Hinata spends every day working at a convenience store after quitting school. Yuzuki spends every day wanting to make friends but never has the time to do so because of work, and most importantly, Shirase spends every day mourning her mother. It's not the typical after-school club setting that most anime have, because that mundane feeling of every day feeling the same and the inability to move on is different for everyone. Whether it be going to school every day, working a 9-to-5 office job, unable to move on from the death of a loved one, or spending 16 hours of your day every day playing the critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV, that just so happens to include a free trial that includes the entirety of A Realm Reborn as well as the award-winning expansion Heavens. When the days turn into weeks and weeks turn into months in the blink of an eye without any sort of change happening in the foreseeable future, those are the mundane parts of our lives. And the thing I love so much about this anime is how the characters resent this. They hate that they are living life like this. They hate that every day is the same for them, which is why they all decide to journey to Antarctica. Not because they want to escape reality, but because they want to change their reality and grow as people. I love this main cast of characters. They have conviction. It doesn't take the whole series for them to overcome their fears. They're able to resolve that issue early on all by themselves. Take Mari for example. Mari's introduction is that she's afraid to take that first step. She's someone that wants to try new things, but whenever she tries to take that first step, she starts to second guess herself. She's like this until she meets the confident Shirase, who tells her she's going on a journey to Antarctica. She doesn't know if it's possible, but she's determined. If you want to come, we're traveling hours away from home, be there or not. So, Mari finally overcomes her fears and gets her ass up and follows her. This is all in the very first episode. Even Shirase, who could be considered a late bloomer because her character arc gets resolved in the second to last episode, doesn't just sit around and wait. She doesn't even know how she can get to Antarctica. Her plans A, B, and C are all failures, but even then, she continues to push forward, working part-time jobs, earning money in hopes of buying her way onto the expedition. The girls are actively trying to become better and overcome their fears. They don't sit around and wait for someone else to help them. They all want to grow in this journey, and they're all willing to support each other, making the crew feel like true equals. This anime is often described by people who have seen it as the anime that inspired them to go on an adventure and try something new. And look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like, even for a second, I consider leaving my house after finishing the anime, but the reason why this anime is able to have such an emotional impact on so many people is because it practices what it preaches. These characters say they're going to do something and they do it. They continue to push forward despite the obstacles in their way. Even when they don't know if it'll all work out in the end, and even if they're afraid to take that first step, they keep pushing forward. They make the impossible possible for them. And I haven't even talked about the fact that the anime is just good, plain and simple. I'm not someone who's typically into the cute girls do cute things genre, and that's probably why I like this one so much in particular. They don't try too hard in that department. Nothing in the anime is too excessive. It's not overly funny, cute, or dramatic. It's all perfectly balanced. The only thing is that at times it can feel slow-paced, but I guess that's just par for the course with this genre. Other than how emotional this series can get at times, it's hard to put into words why exactly I like this anime so much. Maybe the right word would be, it's comforting. Because I feel like most slice of life anime also happen to be comfort anime to people. It makes sense. Watching cute things happen on screen makes you happy. And this anime is no different. It has all the elements that people who love the slice of life genre will love. The characters are all likable, funny, and expressive. Watching these characters interact is a blast. It's probably my personal comfort anime, but I don't think that's how most people will see it. You see, this anime is fascinating to me because it's a comfort anime while also being an anime about leaving your comfort zone. On the surface, it's about these cute girls going to Antarctica, but upon watching it, you realize this anime is so much more than that. It's an anime that forces you to face reality, to overcome your fears, to own up to your past mistakes, and to learn to grow from them. It inspires you to go on an adventure and try new things despite how scary it can be. It encourages you that even if you pursue something alone, people who feel the same way as you will find you right away. There are a lot of memorable quotes, funny moments with the crew, and emotions that it gave me that I can recall years after first watching it. But I think the thing that really ties it all together for me, that makes it such a memorable experience, is the ending of the anime, that I'm going to have to talk about to get my point across. Because episode 12 in particular is really where the anime and slice of life as a whole peaked for me. And while there may not be much to spoil for the anime about going on an adventure to Antarctica, they're, gonna go on the trip and then come home, I still want to warn you. So, if you want to go in blind, then this is the point where we will have to say goodbye, and thank you so much for watching. But throughout the anime, there's the theme of making the impossible possible. From meeting a celebrity that will get them on the boat, finding your missing passport, or even the ship itself managing to make it to its destination. There's so much overall positivity and the feeling that everything can go right on this trip that you forget the reason why they went on this journey, or specifically why Shirase wanted to go, to visit the place further than the universe, the place where Shirase's mother went missing. The anime leads you into a false sense of security, that since everything somehow managed to work out so far, that maybe, just maybe, there's a happy ending waiting for Shirase in Antarctica, an ending where her mother is waiting for her. But of course, that's just not possible. No one can survive in Antarctica for 3 years alone, and despite it being fiction, there won't be a world where she survived, and that's exactly how things end up unfolding. A Place Further Than the Universe is known as this super inspiring anime where you watch these girls go on an adventure of a lifetime. But this very small, somber tone it has lingering throughout the anime is really what ties it all together for me, cementing itself as a truly unforgettable experience that I haven't forgotten years later. It shows us how not everything in life can be happy, and that sometimes we have to face the cold hard truth in order to move forward in life. I love how Shirase's mother's death is handled. It's not a shocking revelation where she dies in front of your very eyes, but rather something you know was always there in the back of your mind, but something you really don't want to accept. It's something I couldn't fully appreciate when I had first watched the anime years ago. But now after experiencing something like losing a loved one, I understand how hard it is to really move on now. And I think that's the most important thing about this anime. Not about inspiring you to go on an adventure with friends, but showing us how difficult it is to truly move on. The episode where this all comes to a conclusion is really rough to watch. It starts off reminding us of the dark reality of why Shirase journeyed to Antarctica in the first place. Throughout the episode, there's this depressing and scary feeling, both from the fact that the journey is coming to an end and from the fact that Shirase has yet to change. Despite wanting to come to Antarctica and escape her mundane life more so than anyone, Shirase is the only one who has yet to move forward. And when she finally gets her mother's laptop, only to see the hundreds of emails that she sent every day throughout the years come flooding in all at once, realizing and finally accepting that her mother really is gone, this right here is where Slice of Life peaked for me. A Place Further Than the Universe is an anime that blew my expectations out of the water. I came in expecting a generic cutesy high school anime and was instead met with a story I wouldn't forget. It's my favorite slice of life anime because it's an anime with purpose, with a message and feeling that you will remember years after finishing it. I never expected to get hit this hard from watching an anime about girls going to Antarctica, but boy, did it hit hard. This anime really is the anime that inspires you. But to me, the most inspiring thing about this anime is how it can give you the strength to fight against and to change that mundane period in your life and to leave your comfort zone, no matter how painful it can be to let go. A place further than the universe inspires you to move forward.